You see this Valerie here? She's got full health. Now take a look at this and watch really closely at the number that shows up. That's a one bite kill Valerie. And today we're gonna show you how to do it. Oh, and to be clear, it works on Jan too, and Martin, and Becca. You can even make it work on Sam and Tyrone too. Hello everyone, my name is SwingPoynt and welcome to Resident Evil Resistance. This is the multiplayer game bundled with Resident Evil 3. And today we have another Daniel build, and this one's going to be called the Bite build, or the General Munchie build, as we like to joke around in stream due to what Daniel says when we are playing the game. This build is capable of one-hitting people. You press one button on your controller or on your keyboard, and they will go down. And it's so fun to get that bite in. And I'm going to show you how it works, I'm going to tell you why it works, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like in a match so you can visualize how it's going to work for you. So the reason why we were able to come up with this bite build is because we took some time to really understand the health levels that characters have, the damage levels that the zombies do, and how everything adds up based off of equipment and skills. So let's take a look at what we have equipped here on skills, and then we can start talking about where this all came from to begin with. So the first skill that we're going to have on here is Sadist. That means we're still going to be able to be knocked back. We're going to lose the awesome no knockback that Daniel has that you saw in my other Daniel video, but we're going to get a ton more damage with Sadist. So a base bite from a zombie is 350 damage to the survivor. If you're getting a 50% boost, now suddenly that base bite turns into 525. And the nice part about Sadist is that it kicks in before your equipment does. So your base of 525 is going to be what's receiving these equipment boosts. It would be different if the equipment was going off of the base of 350, because then it would be multiplying off of 350 rather than 525. But instead what it does is it goes off of the 525 base. And now when you take a look at equipment for creature damage, there's slightly, moderately, and greatly. Slightly increases your damage by 9%, moderately does it by 15%, greatly does it by 21%. You need to be at least level 24 to do this build so you have enough equipment points, because it takes all 15 equipment points. But once you go ahead and get all 3 of these, you're going to get yourself another 45% damage boost on top of that. Now let me whip out the old calculator here so I can give you exact numbers as to why this is all going to work. So once all this equipment is attached, you're getting another 45% added to your bite. So that's going to be 525 multiplied by 1.45. That's going to get you 761. And now there's a reason why all this matters the way it does. So let's go ahead and subtract 525. So we're getting 236 bonus damage because of Sadist. Now, if Sadist didn't work the way that we hoped it did, that would mean that it's going to be 350 times 1.45, right? So you're only getting about 157 bonus damage opposed to that 236 damage. And that's a really big deal when we're trying to get sky high numbers so that we can do a one-hit kill bite. And so now that we reached our total of 761 on the bite, then we go ahead and we take a look at Rend. And the way this works is it takes whatever your damage is total on your bite, and then it kicks in and gives you an extra 50% damage on your bite. Okay? So if you're going to take 761 times 1.5, that's how you get the 1141 that we need, or 1141.87, which is why it rounds up to 1142. So we're doing 1,142 damage on a bite. And due to the testing that we did in our Twitch live streams, twitch.tv/SwingPoynt, we found out the health levels of all the characters. Tyrone's 1400, Sam is 1300, Val is 1200, Jan's 1200, Becca's 1100, and Martin's 1000. So off the top of your head, you're like, oh, well, Martin and Becca are definitely susceptible to this bite. But what we also learned is that Valerie and Jan are as well. They can be one-hit killed with a bite, even though it doesn't go all the way up to 1200 damage. And my theory behind that is, you know when you're playing melee as a survivor and you can do a finisher on a zombie before it's all the way down? Let's say it still has a couple hundred health and a regular swing wouldn't take it down, but you can do a finisher because it's already reached a certain threshold. That's my theory as to why you can still do the finishing bite on a Valerie and a Jan, even though they have 1200 health. And then if you want to go ahead and take down Sam or Tyrone, it's one swipe and then a bite and they're down, which is incredible. And keep in mind, this is when they're at full health. If they're taking any damage from anything as your game is going on, that's going to be more than enough to go ahead and put them over the edge, where then you can suddenly start biting them. So something to keep in mind when we're doing this build and when we're trying this out is we just need to hurt them a little bit, and then we can start biting them. And one other cool perk to this build is if you take Sadist, it gives you a 50% damage boost. So a regular swipe is 120 damage. Sadist brings it up to 180. And then if you do the full damage equipment, that brings each swipe up to 261 damage. So 4 swipes on a Martin and he's down anyway, even without a bite. So you're still doing a ton of damage with regular swipes in case you're not getting your bites in. But now let's take a look at the deck that I have. Seeing as how we already know the equipment is full attack power, the deck that I have currently has a lot of creatures in it. And maybe you guys can help me work through this one, but I'm trying to come up with a really good way to overwhelm people. My initial thought when I was making this build was try to find somebody who separates and then bite them and take advantage of it. In practice, it can work that way, but it also can work out in a way where you go against what I call a survivor SWAT team, where all 4 of them are coordinated, they're on comms, they're making call outs. If you go on a camera, all 4 snap and shoot to it. You go into a zombie, all 4 snap and shoot to it. You do anything and they're just like, argh. So if you run into that, well, then you're not going to be able to do this because they're just going to be all over you. So then I'm like, well, when you play a net, part of how she works is just to overwhelm them and put them in a position where they feel like they have to exhaust their resources or maybe get split up a little bit. So what we're going to try to do when we do our match is we're going to try to overwhelm them. Another thing to keep in mind though is that I'm not going to rush them in the beginning too much either, because since I don't have no knockback anymore, it's just free food for the survivors. But one thing that this build is really good at is singling people out. So in the third area of every map, you know, in the safe room where they have to like inch through the door and they can only come out one by one, this build wrecks because they're all by themselves and a zombie bite is going to trump any sort of action that they take, especially when they're by themselves. So keep that in mind as well. And now there's something really important that I want to show you about this build right now. I'm spawning in a zombie right in front of Val. I'm not controlling him, but now I am.
He feels no pain.
You see that? You see that? Do you understand what just happened there? If you don't, I'll explain it to you. Your zombie needs to be controlled in order for this damage to work. That's the whole point of this Daniel builds, is that you have to be controlling the zombie. But this zombie already grabbed Val for me. And then I went ahead and controlled the zombie mid-grab to go ahead and finish the bite in. So that means that if you have a room that's overwhelming them, you can just sit and watch and wait for the one that's doing the grab instead of doing it manually. That's a really big deal for this build, and I really wanted to make sure you guys saw that because it makes the whole idea of loading up a room that much more important. All right, so we have a Daniel match here, and it's going to be on Casino. And I have preset 3 here, and the idea of preset 3 is to go ahead and rush them with a detonator so that I can get that base damage in, especially on a Tyrone or a Sam. That way they're susceptible to any bite at any point in the game. So we're gonna go ahead with preset 3 and hopefully do the best that we can. And to keep in mind, again, this build's strength is area 3. If you can get it done earlier than that, that's great. But if you're running against a really good team, you're gonna have trouble holding them down in area 1 and 2, just because that's just the way the game works most of the time. Is if you have a really good survivor team, they're gonna figure it out. But you start putting them in a really difficult situation in area 3. And if I don't get it in this, I'll show you in another video. We have Valerie, Becca, January, and Sam. Rank 30 Becca, okay. So my main deal right now is to try to hurt Sam. Oh, I like the Wonder Woman on her.
Bonjour.
So I'm gonna wait a little bit to control this. Honestly, I kind of want to hold it.
Let us see
See how she's charging.
Oh no.
So I want to get in and hurt Sam, and both, I'll get Val too. So Val's super hurt, but I really wanted to get Sam hurt there so that I could go ahead and make it so I can bite him later. So I'm gonna try to get this room overwhelmed over here. Is there 2 cameras in here? There is. I'm gonna try to get this room ready.
Is it locked?
Is it locked? Let's go ahead and make sure it's locked. Turn off the lights. Put stuff in here. I can see that this Jan is trying to hurt me with her things. There's the bite.
This really
Boom.
is not a very
They split up, they're screwed.
Your life. But
can't do that. And now Val's coming in here to try to save the day. Now, I don't have Berserker on here, so I'm gonna have trouble getting over there. But I'm gonna sit here and try to hold him off as long as I can. I really think I should put a gun into this build, honestly. For those reasons right there. But now Sam's off on his own and he's hurt, right? At least he's hurt a little bit. He only needs to be hurt a little bit. That's the thing. Now, if I can go ahead and somehow get a charge in on him, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We gotta watch this over here too. Definitely got some interesting things happening here. Crap, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. So I want to go ahead and try to take out Sam. Sam's all by himself. See if I can get an easy bite here, but I don't think it's going to happen with 3 people. So let's take advantage of Sam. And now I just want to go ahead and spawn a bunch of people in here, basically. Make it so Sam has something to worry about.
A dangerous one.
And I want to get the Jester and then get close to him.
This really is not a very
Because I can just scream at him.
Your life. But orders are orders.
He's running away from me, which is crazy. All right, now that's a bite happening right there, but now I can do another bite. I'm going to get some swings in the meantime.
The time has come to
He's already downed anyway. Okay. Now, I can scream over at Becca here. She's by herself. Really, if teams split up, they're going to be in trouble. So Becca's coming. And I'm going to go scream right at her, and I should be able to get 2 kills here. Does that scream not work on her? Oh no, my frickin' infector is... Oh, piss. That didn't work out for me.
He feels no pain.
Let's see if I can get another easy swing in here and take him down. Good. Hopefully I can get this back up. I'm just waiting for the bite. This Becca's playing smart though.
I thought I was down there.
Oh my god, take forever, why don't you? Just need 1 swing on him. Just keep beating on him. And I'm gonna get off of this and then try to get over to Becca with the clown.
Sometimes
I really need to get some more help over here.
Me?
It's okay.
So I'm gonna scream. And I'm gonna try to bite Becca. They don't get me. Easy bite. Easy down. Finished. Now try to get over here to clean up.
I shall enter you in Tortoise races. But
Just trying to put stuff on them.
Success there either.
No worries.
Here we go. Now they're picking each other up.
No pain. The perfect machine.
I'm just gonna go in here with the swipes since they're in the heels anyway.
I don't
I'm gonna try to get my swipes in because I'm still doing a ton of damage. Easy mode. Now they're all split up.
You think this is a problem?
Oh, Jan's not dead.
It is
And now
not
she
a
is.
problem.
And now since they're all still really hurt, I'm just gonna try to make sure I get the swipe in on Becca so she can't get back up. She's down. Now you're vulnerable and you're a 1-hit kill. That's the power of the bite, baby. That's the power of the bite. Now, I'm not sure what Sam's up to, but he's probably going to be sitting on the objective. And I don't have anything to really bother him right now. Because if he's in a neutral stance, they'll still progress, which sucks. So that's where I kind of wish I had a gun on me or something in this build. And I'm probably going to end up doing that. But now let's just go ahead and get ready to go ahead and jump on them again. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to run right in. Depends how smart they are. Oh my god, I might be able to get all of them. Oh, triple kill. Holy man. I'm just going to throw Mr. X in on him. Yeah, she's going to try to pick him up, but no chance. No chance. Just like that. That's the bite build for you, chat. Now, if you get a team that doesn't split up, and they're all this on each other, that's really tough to deal with. And your best way you're going to deal with that is Area 3, and I'll show you. I have some footage recorded of that area as well. With a bad manners Tyrone, actually. And we went ahead and we punched their teeth in. So let me go ahead and show you that right now.
You continue to fight, and the depravity of the game goes deeper. This is good for me, however it ends. This really is not a very efficient way of ending your life. But orders are orders.
Activated!
Sometimes it's easiest just to do things yourself. You understand me. Oui?
Healing over here!
Got a guardian angel.
I'm out!
You see the things you have forced me to do? The stain of your blood will be joined by many more. The pen of fate awaits
You
writing
just
the
use your
final
own.
line for you.
Thanks for the pickup. Stuck on the ring.
This really is not a very efficient way of ending your life. But orders are orders. Are you okay?
Could be worse, I guess.
Well done, Daniel. Why, thank you. You are blinded. Where are your enemies? Where are your friends? He feels no pain. The perfect machine for this endeavor.
If it's here, I'll find it. Shit! Out of ammo! Out of bullets!
Sometimes it's easiest just to do things yourself. You understand. Hmm? This really is not a very efficient way of ending your life. But orders are orders. No sorrow, no regret, just flesh made into a weapon. pieces I have put in place led you here, you have no hope.
Could have gone worse.
He feels no pain. The perfect machine for this endeavor. Say bonjour to the Reaper for me. Ah, my camera's working. You are running out of time, but it looks like you are barely even trying.
I'm out. Hey, better luck next time.
Dr. Wesker's virus clearly did nothing for you if this is how slow you are. I control everything here.
This was the bite build, the one-hit kill bite build. You can see its power. It's very, very interesting in how it can just change the dynamic of a whole game. They think they're fine, and then they're not. It's all about the element of surprise, because no one's expecting this. No one's expecting one bite, and I'm down. It totally catches people off guard. Some of them get comfortable, and they try to split up. This is a great comp for that. If you run into a team that's going to be all grouped up, you got to pick your battles and try to split them up with Mr. X or something like that. You got to create those opportunities. But don't forget that you can just go into a camera halfway through that animation, and then as long as you're there right before the bite, you're still going to go ahead and get all that damage from the bite. Try to hurt them early. I like using the detonator on Sam. The second detonator was just incredible because I got 3 of them with it. But try to get that damage in early on Tyrone and Sam, because they're going to be able to take the bite unless they get hit by like a stalker or a tracking mine. Those are things you can consider as well. But you definitely want to go ahead and make sure that you separate them, split them up, confuse them, and then when they start trying to save each other, especially if they come in one by one, even more opportunity for you. And Mr. X is a really neat part of this build because he can really push down on that whole dynamic of chaos. And that's when people get bit the most, is when there's too much going on. So, hope you enjoyed this build. We're going to be doing more builds. EMP Jan. We'll be doing Sniper Becca. I'm going to be working on other builds as well. I might even do something for Sam chat. We'll see. We're going to be doing things to go ahead and make it so you guys can have more fun. I have a Poisonette build that I want to work on. So Mastermind builds. I'm working on my Wesker stuff too. I'm working on my Spencer stuff. There's a lot of things I'm working on all at the same time. Twitch.tv/SwingPoynt is when we work on these builds. If you want to be a part of them and help crafting them. We stream every single night around 10 p.m. Eastern, and we start a little bit earlier on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here, chat. You guys are the best, and then I'll see you in the next one.